The member for Wentworth.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Treasurer. Will the Treasurer inform the House how the Morrison government's success on both the health and economic fronts has ensured Australia is as well positioned as any country in the world to recover strongly from the COVID-19 pandemic?
The Treasurer.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I acknowledge the member for Wentworth's hard work in small business but supporting Australian technology companies getting access to international markets and his outstanding work in diplomacy, Mr Speaker, as an ambassador representing our nation. Now, Mr Speaker, the Australian economy is performing better than nearly any other economy around the world, and on the health front, Australia is responding and dealing with this virus as well as any other country in the world. And I can inform the House that today the Australian economy got another shot in the arm, Mr Speaker, because capital expenditure is up 3% in the December quarter, the single largest increase in capital expenditure since March 2012, Mr Speaker, since March 2012. And the ABS saying that businesses have upgraded their investment intentions off the back of our instant asset write-off. And in last year's budget, we announced the most significant investment incentives ever in this country, supporting around $200 billion of investment with the immediate expensing provision and the loss carryback measures, which Treasury said will help create around 50,000 jobs, Mr Speaker. Now, this is the latest proof point in an economic recovery that is well underway here in Australia. We've seen the unemployment rate fall to 6.4%. We've seen business and consumer confidence recover to its pre-pandemic levels. We've seen Australia's AAA credit rating being reaffirmed. We've seen around 94% of the 1.3 million Australians who either lost their jobs or saw their working hours reduced to zero at the start of this pandemic now back at work, Mr Speaker. And the Morrison government will continue to provide the economic support that this country needs right to the end of this pandemic, Mr Speaker, including the JobMaker hiring credit, including the tax cuts, including those investment incentives, in bringing forward infrastructure spending, as well as pursuing historic world-leading economic reforms like our changes to the digital platforms with our mandatory media code, which passed the parliament today, Mr Speaker, which passed the parliament today and which will help create jobs and which will help sustain public interest journalism in this country. So, Mr Speaker, our focus, our number one focus is on creating jobs, and Australia's performance, the performance of 25 million Australians, has seen us better placed than nearly any other country in the world on both the health and the economic front.